So, as the title explains, did some hallucinogens tonight, mushrooms. I didn't do a lot. I just did enough to like kind of, hit the tip of the iceberg, kind of set the subconscious free a little bit. I'm making this video after my peak as I'm coming down, but I can still hold on to the thoughts and my reflection upon my peak and at the apex of my high. I took 2 caps and 1.5 stems of blue ringers. Anyway, that aside, in my in this altered conscious state, I started to reflect on depression because at first I started to feel, as I was peaking, I started to feel kind of depressed, and it came to me that depression, it's just an emotion like anything else. It's just an emotion like joy, love, hate, sorrow, sadness, rage. Depression is just an emotion. It's an emotion like anything else. But clinically speaking, the scientific community, the psychiatry community tends to label people who suffer from, I mean, in quotations, suffer from depression as that being some sort of mental illness or disease. And I think that there's a small fraction of the populace that does experience depression unnaturally or chronically. But I think the majority of us experience depression as it should be, a normal human emotion. Animals get depressed too, so-called lower animals. You can see depression in them while they don't sleep very well, they don't eat very well, they're not interactive, they're introverted. These are signs that something in our environment, whether be it mental or actually exterior, it is not right, is not working for us. Now, if you're unhappy in your life, okay, if you're unhappy because, let's say, there's a lot of reasons you'd be unhappy, but I'll just throw a few out there. Let's say you're really lonely. You're lonely, right? You don't have a significant other. You don't have a loved one. You don't have somebody to come to bed home at night with. Yeah, that's a good reason to be depressed. Loneliness sucks. Loneliness is a hard thing to deal with. And yeah, I would say, you know what? Yeah, you may be depressed, but I'm not going to give you Wellbutrin or Zoloft or Prozac or blah, 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 blah to treat your depression. And I'm not a psychiatrist, so take this with a grain of salt. If you do suffer from clinical chronic depression, maybe you should seek help. But I see the brain candy just being dispensed like fucking Pez from the 80s. It's okay to be depressed if you're unhappy with your life. Depression is a normal, natural emotion. It's a way to get you to try to fix your shit. You don't like your lover or you're lonely, fix it. You don't like your job, find a new one. You're not where you want to be in life, well, fix it, change it. Depression is an emotion, it's a survival emotion. You're depressed, you're lethargic, you're unhappy, you're sad, you're self-loathing. I mean, these are emotions. That's the key point. These are emotions. This is not a disease. These are human emotions. And actually, other so-called lower animals suffer from the depression too. It's the feeling of loss or the feeling of unhappiness will lead to depression if not treated. Depression is a sign of saying, this is not how it should be. This is not what you want it to be. You need to fix it. You don't like your girlfriend? Out. Get another one. Find another one. You're lonely? Go out. Get your ass off the computer and off YouTube and go fucking find somebody. You don't like your job? Start applying for more jobs. Find something you like. The list goes on and on and on. The cure to depression is to fix the reasons why you're depressed. It's not Prozac. It's not Wellbutrin. It's not Zoloft. It's not that fucking cell phone text. It's who knows what it is. But the answer lies within you. And it's there. Now, whether you have the strength to do something about it, that's up to you. But, yeah, that's my epiphany on my last hallucinogenic trip, which it's been a couple of years since I've done one. But that's, to go back to the trip, though, I think I explained the depression thing as being normal and a natural state of life if you're unhappy with your present state. It's normal. Fix it. Do something about it, and you won't be depressed. You don't need these fucking brain candy. The trip, though, yeah, that was interesting. I was kind of depressed for good reasons. When I started my trip, and I kind of started to get introspective and, and that's not where you want to be when you're doing hallucinogens or psychotropic drugs. It's you kind of want to try to push out, not push in. Because you push in, well, that leads to bad trips. Not something I've had, but not something I'd like to experience on a regular basis. I try to make my trips enlightening, not tear myself up internally. I don't know. What are you gonna say? As far as the hallucinogens go, there's a time and place for everything. Just like there's a good time for a glass of wine. Just like it's a good time to light up a bowl, smoke a joint. There's a time and place for everything. As long as you know your limits. I like to do it when I come to kind of an apex or a crossroad in my life where I'm kind of like split between a couple things. Like, should I go this way or that way? I like to hear from my subconscious, but in a semi-lucid conscious way. Hence the ability of hallucinogens, which I find very helpful and therapeutic, if not abused. If abused, well, yeah, it's a whole other state. But I hope those that suffer from depression, if you suffer chronically for no reason, if you're the type of depressed where you wake up for no reason and you just can't get out of bed and you just want to die and you're just self-loathing, maybe you need some help. But if you're the type of person that just isn't happy with their lot in life, just isn't happy with where they're at, or happy with who they're with, or happy with their job, or not where they want to be in life, if you're depressed over circumstantial things that you can change, that's a key word. If you're depressed over your lot in life with circumstantial things that you cannot change, seek help. If you're depressed because you're put yourself in a situation, whether it's with somebody else, whether it's your job, whatever, if it's something that you can change, then you're depressed for a reason. That's your body and your mind's way of saying, fix this shit. You could be happier. Fix it. So that's my Psychology 101 armchair psychiatrist lingo. Take it for what it is.